Hey, Gaming Bolt. Today we're checking out 10 worst rewards in video games. Video games can be inherently fun, but also emotional, demanding investment while also rewarding us for forming such a personal connection. Not every reward is worth the effort though. Some are lackluster, while others are just plain insulting. Let's take a look at 10 of the worst rewards in video games. Secret Ending. Gex. Gex was painfully unfunny throughout. Still, if you slogged and completed all of the hidden bonus rounds in each world, thus garnering all of the remotes, you'd gain access to Planet X. This is a fairly large world with 8 levels, and completing all of them will unlock a special ending. Unfortunately, it's a bit mixed in the Pride and Accomplishment department. It starts out with a text crawl, calling you the best player in the world, the universe, etc, etc. However, it gets oddly personal, asking if you have a life or just play games all day, and telling you to think about what you could have done instead of wasting time on Gex. Go have a life, it says, before adding, get out of those superhero pajamas and do something. Was this meant to be inspirational in some way? Get your life together before it's too late, kids? Kind of message? Regardless, you're then treated to some concept art and the credits, which is sort of better but does little to soothe the emotional damage. Vacant House. Earthbound. For all of the cool and trippy things in Earthbound, there are a few baffling elements. One such example is the vacant house at Beak Point in Onett. You can purchase it for a whopping $7,500, and it's required for 100% game completion. Surely there's something special about it, right? You scrounge together all of the required cash though, and you get a rundown house with a giant hole in the back wall, a broken mattress, and cracks everywhere. Fixer Upper doesn't even begin to describe it. You also get a magazine, My Secret Life, Chapter 3, which is the continuation of a bizarre short story, and a hotspot to take a picture. That's it. You can't even customize or improve the place, much less live in it. Probably for the best though. HESTU'S Gift. The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. A lot has been written and said about the design for Breath of the Wild. How it incentivizes exploration, encourages thinking outside the box, and provides total freedom for going anywhere. But one thing that it's also well known for, and infamously so, is HESTU'S Gift. Throughout Hyrule, there are 900 Koroks to discover who will each give you a Korok seed depending on the task at hand. This can range from simply picking up a suspicious rock to shooting some floating objects. Take these to HESTU and he'll expand on your inventory. Go out of your way to collect all 900 for HESTU and he'll reward you with his gift, which is noted to smell pretty bad. POKEDEX Completion Diploma. Pokemon. So you've just collected all of the Pokemon in red and blue, gold and silver, ruby and sapphire, and the list goes on. This no doubt involves scouring the world, trading with friends, or buying 2 separate copies along with having 2 Game Boys, and a lot of battling. So what's your reward for collecting 150 Pokemon or more? A diploma. Or more specifically, a POKEDEX Completion Diploma awarded by Game Freak's lead developer, who exists in each game. On the bright side though, you can earn 2 diplomas in Generation 3 titles, while Pokemon X and Y could provide 5. So, that's kinda cool, I guess. SPEC-OPS SMG-11. Watch Dogs. The initial Watch Dogs started out a bit slow, but it wouldn't take long to accrue lots of cash through perfectly ethical means. This includes weapons like the SPEC-OPS SMG-11, which features a suppressor over the original. You could pay $22,000 to buy it from the store, though it hardly seems worthwhile as a 2-star rated weapon with low damage. Alternatively, you could clear out 10 gang hideouts, which requires unlocking them, taking out targets while dealing with reinforcement, any cops called by random passerbys, or even escaping victims. Overall, receiving a silenced SMG-11 feels like fairly low compensation for such tedious work. Especially since you could just play the game normally and buy it. DAMPE'S Dungeon Rewards. The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. Nintendo's remake for The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening was pretty darn good, with the gorgeous toy-like visuals meshing incredibly well with the classic gameplay. However, it also had a new feature absent in the original, chamber dungeons, which allowed one to create their own dungeons from chamber stones discovered throughout the world. It was a fun side diversion, but for those seeking a tougher challenge, there was also DAMPE'S dungeons. These were separated into 4 tiers and required using whatever chamber stones you had as per DAMPE'S rules and playing through them. It's the 4th tier, the gold tier, which is a slog with some consisting of dozens of rooms. Your reward for finishing one of these? A measly 300 rupees. This may seem great, but by the time you have all of the chamber stones necessary, there isn't really much use for the money. At least, the prior tiers awarded heart containers, a secret seashell, and a fairy bottle, and didn't require nearly as much investment. Exquisite Rose Nebula. We Love Katamari. For all of the rolling that you do in We Love Katamari, it all pales in front of the Rose Nebula. Upon completing all the game stages, head to the select meadow where a rose has appeared. It will ask for 1 million roses to be rolled up. You have to do this in either a snow-covered area, racetrack, or in town, and there's no real objective aside from rolling up roses. Upon collecting enough, the rose becomes the Rose Nebula. Collect 1 million and it turns into the Exquisite Rose Nebula. You're then taken to the results screen, eagerly awaiting a prize. What is it? A hidden song, extra dokaka, and the king of all cosmos congratulating you. That's it. You can revisit the level and replay the song, or do literally anything else. We'd highly recommend the latter. Something different. Spider-Man 2. Bruce Campbell in Spider-Man 2 is unforgettable as the usher who stonewalls Peter Parker. How could it get any better? He's actually the narrator in Treyarch's official games based on the Maguire films, and is as snarky and condescending, but in an endearing way, as you'd expect. That is, until you play 2004's Spider-Man 2. There are hint markers scattered throughout the city, each providing details on how to play the game as narrated by Campbell. He'll subsequently tell you that if you somehow find all of these hint markers, of which there are dozens, they'll reset and he'll say something different. Accomplish this after a decent amount of time spent, access the nearest hint marker, and you'll hear Campbell say, as promised,
something different.
We love you, Bruce, but this was way too harsh. Jeff Goldblum congratulates you. The Lost World, Jurassic Park. Released on the PS1 and Sega Saturn in 1997, The Lost World Jurassic Park was a unique, if not very good game. It's an action side-scroller that lets you play as 5 characters, 3 dinosaurs and 2 humans, and completely forgoes the film's plot. Still, the prospect of such different playstyles and missions was interesting, especially since each could find DNA bonuses in every level. What happens if you collect them all? A live-action secret ending is shown featuring Ian Malcolm, reprised by none other than Jeff Goldblum, congratulating you on your efforts before suggesting you go outside. Granted, Goldblum is better at the condescending talk than Gex, plus there's the humorous implication of a dinosaur nearby, but it's still a lame reward.
You know, you have a whole life out there. Get the stink blown off you. Just go. Go, really. Turn off. You. I mean, really. What was that?
Genocide ending and aftermath. Undertale. The underlying message of Undertale is pretty simple. You have the freedom to not fight. In fact, it's encouraged, seeing as the happiest ending is only possible through complete non-violence. But what if you decide to kill everyone? Not only are you going out of your way to take down many of the poor souls in the underground and lay waste to those who care about you like Toriel, but you're also dealing with some super hard bosses like Sans. Your reward for all of this? Chara ending everything. Any subsequent playthroughs are only possible if you ask Chara to remake the universe, but their influence permeates throughout. Try doing a pacifist run and the final ending photo will have Chara instead of Frisk with red X's on other characters' faces, implying they've been killed. Don't get us wrong, this is the point of the genocide route and ending, but it's still a pretty big downer. I'm sure there are thousands more disappointing rewards out there that we have yet to discover. What have you grinded hard for that left you feeling empty? Sound off in the comments below, and while you're there, why not leave a like, a sub, and check out some of our other Gaming Build content right over here.